Yes, welcome aboard everyone. Welcome to my live stream today, to my channel. I'm Dominic. I'm sitting here in the cockpit of the A320. And today we will continue our world tour from Iqaluit to Montreal. Yes, that's the next step. Flight time will be approximately 2 hours 45 minutes. So it's a little bit longer flight. As you can see, we're still here in Iqaluit in Canada. Yes, and we will heading to Montreal today. Yes, with the A320 from Phoenix with Swiss. Yes, and yeah, and with that we continue our world tour today. So let's begin. No battery here. Okay. First of all, as you all know for sure, battery 1 and 2 on. Then extra power on. The IR selectors all to nav 132. Then ground control on, cruise supply on, strobes, auto, nav to 1. No smoking on, emergency exit lights armed. Can put some lights here. Yeah, welcome aboard everyone. So then put these lights all on. It's always nice. Predictive switch here also on. Transponder auto and stickers standby at the moment here. Yes, then we will take 130 packs as always on this world tour, 130 passengers. Then for this trip we have to go to our flight plan to check what we need, how much fuel we need for this trip. Trip and taxi here, 7,000 kilograms. 7 block fuels, and final reserve and ultimate airport is 2.2. The total block fuel is 9.9, also 9,900 kilograms of kerosene. So we will take a little bit extra with us. So 10.5, I like that. Cargo 2,500 is okay. Yeah, then let's load the aircraft. I'm not sure GSX is working here. Yeah, it's working. Nice. Then we can also request boarding. Get our load sheet, but that's not the load sheet we are interested in. We are interested in the load sheet after boarding is complete and refueling is complete. Yes. Okay, then can turn constraint here on, TPOR, so on. Flight directors are already on. Then the weather here in Iqaluit is altimeter 3001. We change that here and also here. Altimeter 3001, that's correct.
Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an emergency exit row...
Okay, then let's go to our MCDU. I have all the panels here physically. That's really cool. From wind control, the MCU, the radio management panel, the TCAS panel, the throttle, the ECOM panel, the auto brake panel, and also the FCU, and the F is left and right. That's really cool. They do a really good job from wind control, yes. Okay, let's go to FMC. Here we have to check it's the right aircraft, A320-200, that's correct, the right engines, CFM56 engines, and the right database, that's also important.
Oh.
Then we can go to init page, init request our flight plan here. We have a cost index of 5 and our cruise flight level is 360. Let's put that in, cost index 5, flight level 360. And our call sign is Swiss 17 Mike. Swiss 17 Mike is our call sign. Then we can go to IRS, align on ref.
Hello.
And also we can do a wind request here. So we get the winds, the wind forecast.
Willkommen an Bord.
At the different flight levels on climb, then you can here go to the next phase, and then you see the wind on cruise and descent wind.
This way.
Yeah, that's it. And climb. Sorry, cruising.
May
Descent
I
wind.
see your boarding pass, sir?
Yes, then we go back to cruise, yes. Okay. Then our planned block fuel is 10.5 blocks, 10,500 kilograms kerosene, 10.5. Let's put that in here on block. It's on the inner page, on the second page. 10.5. Then we can go to our flight plan. As you can see, alternate, we need 1.2 block fuel. Let's put that in, 1.2 for our alternate airport. Yes.
BeyondATC connected.
Yes, let's connect to ATC. Then we can go for our IFR clearance to Montreal. Yes. Montreal Center, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, request IFR clearance to Montreal Airport.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center. Cleared to Montreal Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Runway 16. After departure, radar vectors 61N070W. Climb to 6,000 feet. Squawk tree 56 tree.
Cleared to Montreal Airport, runway 16. Departure. After departure, expect radar vectors for 61N070W. Squawk 3563, Swiss 17 Mike.
Swiss 17 Mike. Read back correct. Push or start at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 16.
Push or start, pilot's discretion, hold for release, report holding short runway 16, Swiss 17 Mike. Yes, we are here at the small airport, so there is no tower. So we have to, sometimes there are airports like this, and then you have to look visually if nobody's landing, and yes, that's the reason why we are talking to Montreal Center and not to Iqaluit Tower or what else. Yes. So push or start at pilot's discretion, he said, and hold for release, and we have to report when we are holding short runway 16 before departure to get our takeoff clearance on the runway 16. Yes. Okay. Then we have squawk. Can put that in. He said 3563, 3563. No, 3. Yes, 3563. That's correct. So, then let's go to our flight plan. Departure. We expect runway 16. And we have no SID. That means we have no standard instrumental departure here. We can insert that because we will got some vectors for 61 and 070W. He said this waypoint here we will get vectors after departure. Yes. Then in Montreal arrival. We don't know at the moment for sure, but our flight plan tells us we expect runway 24 right. So we will take ILS 24 right here. ILS 24 right. And left Romeo 7 arrival. This one. Left Romeo 7 arrival, and let's check on the flight plan here on the second MCU what transition we will get. So we are going here to approach via. Okay, no via. There is no via. Okay, then insert. As you can see, ground distance from this airport to the destination airport, Montreal, is 1,152 miles to go. You can check that here, 1,158, 1,152, that matches, that's perfect. So, then let's check our airways and waypoints on the flight plan to check that we have no discontinuity here. That's really important. Go on flight plan here. As you can see, we are departing, and then we will get vectors. We will get heading from ATC for the waypoint 61 and 070W. This waypoint here. And it goes on and on and on. Here we have a manual, so ATC will tell us to heading at some point to get on alignment, to align on runway 24 right in Montreal. Yes. Yeah, I think this will be a really cool arrival in Montreal on the runway 24 right. And it's ILS. I really like ILS arrivals. Okay. So, fuel on board, 10.5 blocks. Refueling is complete. So, CPAS going to on, AP mass switch going to on. And we are waiting to the message here, flap open. So then we can already start the APU. Flap open here on the APU page, that's perfect. APU start. And fuel track is leaving. The aircraft refueling is complete, that's nice to see. Yes, APU available, that's perfect. So APU bleed on, fuel pumps all to on, and the extra power comes to off. So we can disconnect the ground power unit here, disconnecting, and also the chocks, parking brakes set. The aircraft is now on the APU, that's perfect. So, ATC told us departure runway will be 16 and initial climb clearance is 6,000 feet, so we can put that in here on alt. 6,000 feet. Yeah. Cargo is now coming to the aircraft, loading our cargo into the aircraft. As you can see, that's really cool with the add-on G6. So let's close the door and lock the door here. Then, terrain on, terrain goes to on. That's terrain radar, as you can see. And the highest terrain, you always see it here. It's 016 flight level. That means 1,600 feet is the highest terrain, like mountains, in the next 10 miles. When you change that here to 20 miles or to 40 miles, then as you can see there is red area and it's higher, it's 0.025. That means this terrain, these mountains are 2,500 feet high, and yeah, then it goes on and on and on. Can also here put 320 in, and as you can see there, in the next 320 miles we have 067. That means 6,700 feet are the highest mountains. That's really cool how it works. Yes. Okay, I think boarding is complete. That's
Any remaining ground
yes.
crew, please leave the aircraft.
Any remaining ground crew have now has to leave the aircraft now. That's perfect. And also the cargo doors are closing, as you can hear. That's the sound. Okay, then can go to received messages. Received messages here. Load sheet. We have our load sheet. Zero full weight is 56.9. Then we are going on the first MCU on the init page, then on the second page. 56.9, our zero full weight, that's our weight without the fuel. Then zero full weight center gravity, that's our center gravity without the fuel. 31.7, 31.7. Accept. Aircraft loaded, nice. So, the zero full weight and center gravity, zero full weight and the weight, you also see them here. 56.9 we have that, and 0 for weight 31.7. We also have that. So our takeoff weight will be 67.2, and our landing weight, what we expect, is 61.3. So we will be under our maximum landing weight of 64.5 because we will burn approximately 7,000 kilograms of kerosene at this trip. We are under the maximum takeoff weight of 73.5, and we are under maximum zero fuel weight of 61.0 with 56.9. That's perfect. Takeoff weight 67.4. All is boarded. So we are going to departure performance. 67.5 we take. We expect runway 16, wind is 160, 05 knots. Then the temperature here in Iqaluit in Canada is 3 degrees, QNH. Sorry. 1015. Yes, but in America we take altimeter 3001. So with runway 16, then let's calculate the takeoff speeds. V1 144, VR is also 144, and V2 is 145. Let's put that in on the MCDU here on the takeoff page. 144 is V1, 144 for rotation for VR, and 145 is our V2. The V2 speed is the speed we have to be at or over it when we have an engine failure, so we can continue positive climbing after departure. That's the V2 speed. Transitional flight level 180 and thrust reduction acceleration 1110. That's perfect, it's correct. Engine out acceleration. In the case we have an engine failure 1610, that's also correct. So I think we are good to go. As you can see here, climb nav in blue as it should be. The takeoff speeds are inserted. QNH 3, it's not QNH, it's altimeter 3001. That's also correct, and we have already the climb clearance on 6,000 feet. Seatbelts are on, APU is running, the aircraft is on the APU as it should be. Okay. Then let's operate stairs away, and then we are finally ready for pushback and engine start. Yeah, welcome aboard everyone. In a few minutes we will push back from the gate and engine start, and then we will take off here in Iqaluit from Canada and flying to Montreal Airport, and with that we will continue our world tour with the A320 from Fenix. Yes. Okay. Then let's check in the MCDU if all is correct. The right aircraft, the right engines, the right database. Yes. Everything is as it should be. Performance page also, and the progress page. Yes. Okay, then we are checking bleed is good, cabin press is good, electric is good, fuel is 10.48, balanced also good, conditions are good, doors are closed and armed, so we are ready for pushback and engine start. So we will get no pushback here. We will do no pushback here. will go to engine start immediately. So, engine mode select goes on ignition start. Beacon light, I forgot that, that's really important before you start the engines. Okay, then let's start engine number 2. Yes, and we are listening now to the engine start.
Ladies
That's
and gentlemen,
always cool.
please observe the cabin crew member closest to
cabin
you as we are
announcement.
about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, A320, please pay attention to illuminated signs.
Then we
and
can
crew
start
instructions
engine number
including
1.
the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. The seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend
Okay.
that you keep it fastened at all times.
Oh, we forgot something, I remember. Departure performance, the flap settings, and the flex temperature, of course. Sorry about that. That's when you speak a lot. Okay, for this takeoff we need flaps 1, pitch trim 0.1, flaps 1, then down 0.1, that's the pitch trim, that's our takeoff flaps and pitch trim, and flex temperature 61, 61, 61, that's perfect, okay. Yeah, then flaps 1 for takeoff.
Blow into this tube.
Let's set flaps
There is
1
a
here.
light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed. Armrest down, window blinds open.
So then, spoilers armed. Outer brake max for takeoff, like here. And cabin, please prepare for takeoff. And now we can do some flight controls checks here on the flight control check page, and also the pitch trim. Flaps 1 for takeoff, flaps 1, pitch trim is 0.1 down, that's perfect, rudder trim reset. So, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and the rudder, full left, and full right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. And cabin is calling, that's good.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Cabin is ready for takeoff, always good to hear that. Perfect. Okay, then we can taxi on our pilot's discretion at this airport, because there is no tower. We already have the clearance to taxi to runway 16, and then we have to call Montreal Center before departure. That's the plan. Okay. Yeah, welcome aboard everyone. I hope you have a great day so far. How was your day? Let me know in the chat. How are you? And do you also do a flight in the flight simulator today, or yeah, what kind of aviation geek are you? Are you a flight simmer, a real pilot? Let me know. Okay, then runway turn light on, taxi light on, and transponder goes to TA. and of course the APU bleed off, APU master switch off, and also the engines mode selectors to normal. Then we are good to go. Yes, then let's taxi to runway 16 and departure from here. Takeoff config, normal. Takeoff checklist is all green, no blue, as it should be. This airport is out of absolutely nowhere here. That's crazy. So I think the next airport, so we are going today, we are flying now to Montreal. That's a really big airport. To this one. That's crazy, the difference. Okay, then now we have to contact Montreal Center for holding short runway 16. As he said, when we asked for IFR clearance, because there is no tower at this airport. Montreal Center, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, holding short runway 16.
Swiss 17 Mike, released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 735 Zulu. If not off by 735 Zulu contact, no later than 745 Zulu. Time now 717 Zulu. Frequency change approved.
Release for departure, cleared void if not off by 0735 Zulu. If not off by 0735 Zulu contact, no later than 0745 Zulu. Time now 0717 Zulu. Frequency change approved. Swiss 17 Mike. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay, that means we have takeoff clearance and we have to, as you can see, time is 0718 Zulu at the moment, so we have a takeoff window to 0745. That's a really great, that's a big takeoff window. Yeah, if you are not departing before 0745 Zulu, then we have to call Montreal Center again and ask for our takeoff clearance for runway 16. Yes, that's correct. Okay, strobe lights on, landing lights on, takeoff light on, wing lights on, all lights to on. TCAS transponder goes to TARA and cabin seats for takeoff, please. So we are good to go. We can backtrack runway 16 and then departure finally from here. Okay, takeoff checklist, Memo, takeoff no blue, takeoff checklist is complete. Soa Flow, sorry if I'm not reading your name correct. Hi, have a great flight. Hey man, thank you very much. Welcome aboard. How are you? How was your day so far? And yes, I will really enjoying the flight. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard. We're flying to Montreal Airport today from Iqaluit in Canada. This airport is in the middle of nowhere, but Montreal Airport should be fine because it's a big one. So we have now backtracked runway 16. We will take a turn here. And then we are ready for departure. Cabin, seats for takeoff. Departure in 1 minute. So, all lights are already on. TICAS TARA cabin is ready, so we are also ready, and finally we can departure, take off from runway 16 here. Chrono is set and take off. Oh, spoilers. Spoilers aren't, yes, sorry. Okay, engines to 50%. Until stabilized, then flex and take off. Mild flex 61 SRS, outer thrust is blue. Thrust set. 100 knots checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear is going up. And up, live with. Okay, thrust climb. Then strobes to auto, runway turn light off, and take a flight off. And we can take our runway heading here and set autopilot 1. Sorry man, I will answer to your questions and to your comments at any moment, sorry about that. Okay, flaps 1, and we can also put this slats. Sorry, we can also put these slats in here. So, Montreal Center, Swiss 17 Mike, crossing 4,000 feet, climbing 6,000 feet. Spoilers disarmed.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center. Good morning, identified, climb flight level tree, 60.
Good morning, climb flight level 360, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay, then we can climb the flight level 360.
Swiss 17 Mike, turn right, heading 215.
Turn right, heading 215, Swiss 17 Mike. Let's turn right, heading 215. Okay, I need to take thing on which you can handle your microphone and set it right in leading high. Okay, yes, I will check that, man. That's a good take. And I tried explain 11 yesterday, and graphics so demanding. Microsoft 2020 is a lot better in that way. Yes, I think that's true. Yeah, I think Microsoft 2020 in graphics is really better than explain, but I think in flight dynamics I heard that explain is really good. Yeah, but I'm really struggling. I have about 20 FPS in the Microsoft 2020. So
Swiss 17 Mike, clear direct 61N070W. Resume on navigation.
X4. Okay. Yeah. Explain needs a lot of less FPS than the 2020, of course. That's sad. I'm sorry about that. So what graphic card do you have? What PC do you have?
Swiss 17 Mike, clear direct 61N070W.
Sorry,
Resume on navigation.
man, I have to answer to ATC here. Okay, we are passing flight level 100, then landing lights off and seatbelts off. Clear direct 61N070W, Swiss 17 Mike, thank you.
Swiss 17 Mike, you're welcome.
Okay, then you can go to the MCU here on direct, and as you can see, we can choose here our waypoint 61N070W and insert that. And now we have the vectors for our waypoint. Thrust climb nav in green as it should be, and the flight level 360 in blue and hold also in blue. That's perfect, as it should be. Beautiful departure, what do you guys mean? Bruder hat frei, final später, ist angezeigt. Der Typ, Mann. Ja, mal schauen. Jetzt mache ich mal den Flug und schaue, dass ich nicht verrecke vor Hitze. Bruder hat frei, klaro, Mann. Wo ist? Welcome aboard, Luca. Welcome aboard, man. GTX 1650, 4 GB, Ryzen 5, 5600 and 16 GB RAM. Yeah, okay, I think that's good, but maybe you can scale down the settings, the graphic settings in the Microsoft 2020. What do you think? Have you tried already a lot, or what are your settings in Microsoft 2020 in the graphic settings? Because yeah, sometimes a lot of settings like reflections, media reflections and other things, when they are on, they are really FPS killer. That's crazy, so you have to turn all a bit down maybe, but I think you already tried it. About medium, okay, and it's not better. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can show you my settings, but at the moment in the flight it's not possible. Sorry about that. But then I can show you what you have to turn definitely off because you don't need it, and it costs a lot of FPS when you have them to on, like fauna. Fauna, I have completely turned it off, and also the reflections, the ray trace reflections. I think I have also completely turned it off because it's a lot of FPS killers and other things. But I have to check it, then I can show you that maybe after the landing or so. Sorry, we had passed our flight level 180, so QNH standard here. Then we are on the way to Montreal. But I think the X-Plane is a really good simulator. I never did a flight, also I never used flight simulator X-Plane, but I heard that's a really good flight simulator. Graphics are not as good as it is in Microsoft 2020, but the flight dynamics are really good in X-Plane. That's what I heard about it. I used auto FPS for terrain level of details, 50 of street terrain, pre-catching volumetric clouds is on ultra, grass and bushes low. Okay, I think the clouds, they need really FPS. I have them on medium, and I think you should have them too on medium. It gives really FPS improve if you have them on medium or low. At your case, I think I would definitely try them to medium or even to low. Yes. Other things are medium. Okay. Yeah, for simulation it is so good. Yes. That's what I thought. Yes. I think I tried that, but it did not give so much FPS, you know, it needs to change graphic cards maybe. Yeah. I'm not a PC or IT expert, so yeah, but it can be that you can improve some FPS with the settings, but it's limited to the graphic cards. That can be, yes. As you said before, but it takes about 2 FPS. Oh, okay, yeah. And frame generator, can you use it? Have you tried? Because I thought you can use a frame generator also for cards, not only NVIDIA graphic cards, and not only, I think it's the 3000er series, but I think you can use a frame generator also with the add-on. You have to put them in the community order and then it works. So I did that for the A380 from fly-by-wire because at the beginning of the release the A380 was not nice to fly in the Microsoft 2020. You can use frame generator on your car because it's old, but lossless scaling can't handle it. Oh, okay, that's the problem, I see. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. That's frustrating. I think that's really frustrating. I'm really sorry. But let's hope you can, yeah, you can change some settings and maybe improve some FPS. But you also you already tried it, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So what I can do for you is I can show you my settings and I can show you what I turned off in Microsoft 2024. Yeah, but I think that's all I can do. Sorry, man. I have a good PC and it's 2024, so it makes a difference. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yeah, of course, that's a difference. So maybe it doesn't help when I show you my settings. Yeah. However, you need to go enjoy your flight. Hey, man, thank you very much. Thanks for being aboard with us, and it was really cool. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I wish you a wonderful day, and see you soon, maybe. And take care and have a good one. Thank you for being here. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Around about approximately 40 miles to go to get to our top of climb, sorry, to our cruising flight level of 360. That's nice to see. So we can go on the charts here. And as you can see, we are heading away from Iqaluit and heading to Montreal. So next flight on our world tour, I don't know at the moment, but maybe it will be a short flight to Toronto. That would be a really short flight. I think we should do that. But my plan is maybe we can go to Chicago and then we are going to Vegas, and yeah, that's not for sure at the moment, but it's nice when we are in Montreal, so we will see. Started in Zurich 1 week ago. We did a flight to Keflavik Airport, then from Keflavik we did a flight to Greenland, in Greenland, yes, and then from Greenland to Canada in Iqaluit, and now from Canada Iqaluit to Montreal. But it's a long way to go to end this world tour. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think total it will take something about 14, 15 flights. Yes. So, we have reached our cruising flight level of flight level 360. That's really cool. I will take a break here. We are going on the progress page. As you can see, top of descent will be in 873 miles, so a little bit less than 2 hours. Yeah, I will be back at some point in the middle, and of course before top of descent, and yeah, I will be back for some approach and landing briefing in Montreal for, as we expect for now, for runway 24 right, yes. So yeah, but at the moment I will take a break and let the A320 cruise on its own, on its autopilot on flight level 360. Yes, that's correct. Okay guys, I will be back, so I will take a break, and yes, see you later.
Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal Center. 1 tree, decimal 2. Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center. You're welcome.
Yes, I'm back in the cockpit now. We are on the way to Montreal with the A320. It's our fourth flight in this world tour with the A320 from Fenix, from Swiss. And we expect in Montreal ILS runway 24 right. Yes. So we can do some landing preps here. But first, let's talk to ATC. Luca Rock 2, welcome aboard, man. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you again. How was your day so far? Welcome aboard. We are on the way to Montreal, and top of descent when we will start. Our descent will be in 136 miles. Having a good day? Yes, I have. Thank you very much. I'm fine. I have a good day. It's a little bit warm here in this room because the PC is always heating up the room a little bit. That's crazy, but yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. And what about you? How are you? Do you also have a good day? And yes, today I have a day off, so I'm not working, so I have time for a little bit of Flight Simulator. That's always cool, yes. Okay, let's talk to ATC here.
Montreal Center, Swiss 17 Mike, flight level 360.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center identified. Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal Center 127.3.
Contact Montreal Center 127.3, bye-bye, Swiss 17 Mike. Montreal Center, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, flight level 360.
Swiss 17 Mike, say altitude.
Flight level 360.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center identified.
Working RN. What does this mean? RN, man. Do we work at home? So, I see at Montreal Airport runway 24 left is in use for the approach, and the 24 right, what we expect to land is departure, so we will get 24 left. We have to change that. We are going to the MCU, going on the flight plan, arrival, and let's take here ILS 24 left. Star, I think it's the same, it's level Romeo 7. Ah, working right now, sorry man. Of course, now I got it, thank you. Okay, then we expect in Montreal ILS runway 24 left, so we can go on Navigraph, approach the ILS runway 24 left here. Montreal ILS 24 left, as you can see, transitional flight level 180, going on the performance page, approach, transition level 180, let's put that in here, 180. our minimum at our decision altitude is 320. That's the high over sea level, and the radio would be the high over ground. 320 is our borough minimum, 320, and 200 would be radio. That's 200 feet over ground. That's 320 feet over sea level. Finally decided to go somewhere. Really nice, man. Where do you go? Do you mean in real life with your glider, or in the flight simulator? Okay, let's check the weather in Montreal. Arrival. Wind is 22006 knots. 22006 knots. Now I understand it. Now, yes, I decided to go now into a real airport. Yes, that's correct. I decided to go to Montreal. It's a big one. Really cool. Not the airport in the last flight. It was in the middle of nowhere, you said. It has not even a tower. Iqaluit, that's crazy. Okay, 22006 knots. Altimeter. Let's go here. We have to put here QNH, but in America it's altimeter. So, but QNH is 1014. 1014. Altimeter will be 2999, yes. Okay, temperature is 80 degrees temperature. I put the QNH on the wrong, sorry. Now it's correct, QNH 1014, temperature 80. Transition level is set and borough is also already set. Perfect. So as you can see, and fuel on board here is 4.1, and at the moment we have 4.8 approximately. That means we will burn some fuel to get to our destination airport at Montreal, around about 0.8. That means our weight at the moment is 61.7 minus 0.8. That means our landing weight will be approximately around about 60.9. 60.9. Arrival 60.9. Let's put that in. 60.9 tons. We have a lot of buffer here, and we have 1 knot crosswind, but that's nothing, and 6 knots headwind. So we have 2,000 meters to completely safely stop the airplane, and then we have around about 1,400 meters of buffer. So outer brake low here is correct. Let's put that in, outer brake low. Yeah, and then I think we are already ready for descent. You said 130 miles before
Swiss
beginning.
17 Mike, contact Montreal Center 13.5.
Yes, that's correct. At the moment, it's 71. It's only 70 miles to get to our top of descent, and we will start our descent. Yes.
Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal Center 134.5.
Contact Montreal Center 134.5. Bye bye, Swiss 17 Mike. No problem, man. It was correct at the moment when I said 130 miles, but yeah, we're flying with 426 knots, 426 miles per hour. So now it's about 70 miles to get to our top of descent. Montreal Center, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, flight level 360.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center identified.
So, I think landing, briefing, landing preps are complete. So we're going chart, we need this one, ILS runway to the left. I think this is the runway we will get in Montreal, but ATC will tell us before top of descent. You thought 130 miles is like 30 minutes or so. Ah, okay. No, so I can say you absolute life here. It's 50 miles to go, and we will start our descent, and the arrival will be 10.13. As you can see, 09.37, that means landing will be around about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes, in exactly 30 minutes. A little bit more, maybe. Yes. Takes a little bit to get down. Flight time is at the moment 2 hours 16 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes, because the whole flight time was calculated for 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we are exactly on plan. always supported missed approach in the case we have to do a go around.
Swiss 17 Mike, cleared Lafleur, 7 arrival, runway 2 for left.
Cleared Lafleur, 7 arrival, runway 2 for left, Swiss 17 Mike. Now we get the runway and the arrival, the star from ATC. Let's check that. Lafleur, 7 arrival, and ILS runway 2 for left, as we expected. That's perfect. We have nothing to change here. Yeah. What I wanted to say is missed approach in the case if we have to do a go around, climb heading 237 and climbing left turn to 3000 heading 112. So go around altitude is 3000 feet here. You're working at your dad's office and you need to be careful watching my live stream. If someone sees you, you are screwed. Okay, that's not good, man. So don't get caught, coach. Or how do you say that in English? Sorry. So you have to pay attention. Nobody sees you. Yeah. That's crazy, man. But thank you very much for being here. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Really. But if the risk is too high, then maybe you should not watching.
Swiss 17 Mike, report ready for descent.
We are ready for descent now, Swiss 17 Mike.
Swiss 17 Mike, descend to 1000 feet, altimeter 29er 96.
Descend to 1000 feet, altimeter 2996, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay.
Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal Center 126.575.
Yes, we have now our descent clearance to 11,000 feet, flight level 110. Let's put that in and start our descent. Sorry. Contact Montreal Center 126.575. Bye bye, Swiss 17 Mike. The risk is high, but it is worth it. That's nice. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. That's crazy, man. The risk is high. Montreal Center, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike. Descending to 11,000 feet.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center identified.
Yeah, welcome aboard everyone. We are now at descent to our destination airport in Montreal, and we are descending to flight level 110 at the moment and started our descent a few seconds ago. Yes. weather in Montreal again, nothing has changed as I can see for now. Wind 220, 05, 06 knots, yes. Temperature 18 and ultimate temperature 990, yes, that's correct. So you said you're working at home, at Dad's office, so do you have some home office or do you study? Beautiful, you mean this one? Yeah, I really like that. That view is really cool. It's beautiful, yes. That's also really cool. Yeah, the A320 from Fenix is really great. No, not home, a building in town. Ah, okay. Really nice. Where your dad works. Ah, okay. Yes. Now it makes sense. Yes. Really cool, man.
Montreal Center, Rouge 1547, flight level 339er.
Rouge 1547, Montreal Center identified.
Okay, we are now passing flight level 250 and at the moment we are descending to flight level 110 to get to our destination airport, arrival in Montreal. That's cool. The A320 you think is the best aircraft in the game. Good look, details, physics, yes. Yes, I thinking the same, man. I really like this aircraft from Fenix. They do a really good job. But you don't have the game, so you don't know. Oh, I think you know it for sure, man. As you said, I'm absolutely with you. Also, it's a really good aircraft. It's I think it's a really study level aircraft from Fenix. Everything is working like in real life, yes. All the buttons, all the systems, that's crazy. They do a really good job. Yeah. So maybe you will have the game in the future. Is that the plan for you in the future, maybe, to get the game? But on the other side, you don't need the game. You're flying in real life, man. That's better than the game. That's better than any simulator. You are flying in real life. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal Center 132.85.
Contact Montreal Center 132.85. Bye bye, Swiss 17 Mike. Montreal Center, good afternoon, Swiss 17 Mike. Crossing flight level 200, descending to 110 flight level.
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Center identified.
You want it so bad, but my parents, oh yeah, I can understand that. But maybe with time, when you tell them again and again and again, at some point, maybe you can bring them on your side. I hope so. I really hope. I'm really hoping for you, man. Because I think you are really interested in aviation. You are also flying in real life, so yeah, it would be fantastic for you. You already did that for the glider again and again and again. Okay, yeah. And as you can see, it worked. It worked. So maybe, yeah, you have to go on with this strategy. It's a good strategy. Okay, we have crossed flight level 180. Then let's put our QNH. Our altimeter to 2999er. I think it was 2999er. We have to check that on Montreal arrival. Altimeter 2999er. Yes, that's correct. We have put that in, and we will reduce a little bit the speed. Brakes out. Yeah, that's good enough.
Swiss 17 Mike, descend to 9,000 feet, altimeter 29906.
Descend to 9,000 feet, altimeter 29906, Swiss 17 Mike. I take the altimeter from this here because it's the real one, and not from ATC because it's an add-on in the background, so I will take altimeter 2999. If you wondering why I'm not taking 2996, yes. Okay, he said we can now descend to 9,000 feet, let's put that in, 9,000 feet, there it is.
Rouge 1531, contact Montreal Center, 134.975. Have a good morning.
Center on 134.975, Rouge 1531.
Yes. Wind has not changed.
Swiss 17 Mike, descend via star to 3,000 feet, altimeter 29906.
Descend via star to 3,000 feet, altimeter 29906, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay, descend to 3,000 feet, let's put that in. 3,000 feet is in. I think our go-around altitude, yes, as you can see, is also 3,000 feet, that's perfect. So maybe we can see here the airport. Yes, we can see it here. This is Montreal Airport. Yeah, I'm really looking forward for this landing on a real airport. As Luca Rock 2 already said, this time it's a real one, it's a big one. I'm really looking forward to landing in Montreal now. So, we are passing soon flight level 100. That always means landing lights going to on, and the seatbelts also going to on. No, the wing lights. Yes, the wing lights also to on. And then we can call the cabin. Cabin, please prepare for landing. Thank you.
Swiss 17 Mike, contact Montreal approach 126.9er.
Contact Montreal approach 126.9er, bye bye Swiss 17 Mike. Okay, let's check the information at Montreal Airport, information uniform. Montreal approach, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike. We have information uniform on board and we are descending via Lefer 7 arrival and descending, passing 9,000 feet and descending to 3,000 feet, yes.
Swiss 17, Mike Montreal approach. Good morning, altimeter 29996, expect radar vectors for ILS approach. Runway 24 left.
Good morning, Q&A, altimeter 29996, expect radar vectors for ILS approach, runway 24 left, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay, we will get some vectors for ILS 24 left, as we expected. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, let's call cabin again. I think cabin is ready now.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
We need more tracks, speed brakes out. Cabin is ready for landing, nice, thank you. And we will reduce speed to 240 knots here. Let's take 225, then we can put the slats out. Looks really nice here, I like that. Then we will reduce speed to 10 knots. Speed brakes back in neutral position. Then we can reduce speed to 180 knots, and when we are under 200 knots we can put flaps 2. Put flaps 2 now, speed check. I'm wondering why ATC is... Oh, maybe now.
Swiss 17 Mike, leave Ruby heading 145, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 24 left.
Leave Obubi heading 145, expect radar vectors for ILS approach, runway 24 left, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay, heading 145. And we can already activate the approach phase. Oh, because the approach phase is already active. That's good to see.
Swiss 17, Mike, turn right, heading 160, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 160, vectors for the approach, Swiss 17 Mike. That's perfect. Okay, then ILS on, and we can also activate approach mode here. This one, as you can see, Alt glide slope blue and lock star blue, as it should be. Then the aircraft will make a right turn on the localizer for ILS runway 24 left.
Swiss 17 Mike, 4 miles from Sloka, turn right, heading 205, maintain 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS approach runway 24 left.
Turn right, heading 205, maintain 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 24 left, Swiss 17 Mike. That's perfect. Soon we will capture the localizer here for ILS runway 24 left. At any moment. There it is. And lock is now green. That means the localizer is captured. And the aircraft is now alignment for runway 24 left on the localizer. We can report that to Montreal approach. Montreal approach, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike. We are now established on the localizer for ILS runway 24 left.
Swiss 17 Mike, roger.
Now we are waiting on the glide slope. And the glide slope, as you can see, is already coming down, and we will capture it, and then we are on our path for ILS runway 24 left. Really nice. The airport is here. We can see them. See the airport, sorry. That's perfect. And as you can see now, glide slope is also green. That means glide slope is captured, and now we are starting our descent on our glide slope. Okay. There is the city, really nice to see. So, then gear down. All lights on. Cabin, seats for landing please. Outer brake low, spoilers aren't. Why it's not working? now it's working, sorry. Sport is armed, and speed is managed. Lap 3 speed check. Montreal Tower, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, ILS runway 24 left. And flap
Swiss 17 Mike, Montreal Tower, 1240 degrees, 4 knots, runway 24 left, clear to land.
Runway 24 left, clear to land, Swiss 17 Mike, thank you. Okay, then I would say thrust off and the autopilot off. I have control. Cut 1. Landing checklist, Ekamemo landing, no blue landing checklist is complete. Go around altitude 3000 is set. And we are now ready to land at Montreal ILS runway 24 left. Wish me happy landings. I will try my best to get this aircraft down here. High, correcting.
400. 300. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue, runway in sight.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Spoilers. And reverse green. And diesel. Knots.
Swiss 17 Mike, exit right at Alpha 4.
Exit right at Alpha 4, Swiss 17 Mike. Yeah, welcome to Montreal, everybody. Landing rate was 183 feet per minute and G was 1.09. Yeah, I definitely take that, 183 feet per minute. So
Swiss 17 Mike, contact ground 121.9.
contact ground 121.9, that's Swiss 17 Mike, bye bye. You said if you wouldn't have touchdown 1 second later, I would have been coached. Sorry man, but then it was timing, really nice, but nice landing. Hey man, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Yes, I'm really happy about this landing. I put some left rudder at the end, and I think I aligned then perfectly with the runway, and 180 feet per minute is really good. I really take that. Okay, landing lights off, strops to auto, take off to taxi, wing lights off, seatbelts off, and then let's ask ATC if we get the gate here. Montreal ground, good morning, Swiss 17 Mike, request taxi to the assigned gate.
Swiss 17 Mike, welcome to Montreal, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, say parking or advise if need assignment.
Please the allocated gate for us, Swiss 17 Mike.
Swiss 17 Mike, taxi to stand 9er via Alpha 4 Delta.
Taxi to stand 9er via Alpha 4 Delta, Swiss 17 Mike. Okay. Yes. Then let's take. Then let's taxi to stand 9er. We're going left here, and tickets TA. The ILS off, flight directives off, constraints off, and also the VOR. Yeah, I think this airport looks really better than the last one. Yeah, I mean, look at the ground, it looks incredibly nice. I really like that. This is 11. No, sorry, I was wrong. This is 9. Modern? Yes, it's 9. Perfect. And let's turn it in here. Runway turn light off, taxi light off. Air Canada here, really beautiful. All the liveries looking really good here. That's really nice. Yeah, looks good. Perfect. Parking brake set. Then let's put some ground power unit on here. Ground service, ground power unit on. Chocks on. Yeah, X and power on, and then we can shut down the engines.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
We can start deboarding. Engines are shut down, beacon light off. Can turn all the lights off now. The fuel pumps also coming to off. The IR selectors going to off. Crew supply off. Predictive wind shear also to off. The lights can also turn them to off. It was a nice flight, at least the landing I only saw that. Hey man, really thank you to you. That's really kind. I really like that. Thank you very much. Yes. Me too. I think it was a really good flight, it was a good takeoff, and it was a really good landing, so I definitely take it. Yes, TK standby and transponder also standby. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. So we have arrival message, I think. Yes. As you can see, jetway is already connected and they are deboarding all the cargo. That's really cool. Okay, bye bye, I need to leave before I get caught. Yes, I understand that, man. I understand that. Hey, have a nice day, take care, have a good one and enjoy the day. And it was a really pleasure to have you here on board on the flight and on the landing in Montreal. It was really nice. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day and take care. Bye bye, man. It was nice to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Then exit power off and the battery 1 and 2 off. All lights are already off. So I think we are finished here. Deboarding is ongoing. Yeah. Can go out here. Sorry. Passengers are deboarding. That's crazy. Look at these details. That's crazy. Yeah, welcome to Montreal. This clicking from the engines, I really like that sound. It's like real life, man. It's also really cool. Look at him, he's dancing. Crazy. Yeah. So we did safety the flight from Iqaluit to Montreal Airport in Canada. All the cargo here, also the other planes, deliveries, Canada, Air Canada. That's really cool here. yeah, I think from my side that's it. That was a flight from Iqaluit to Montreal. Thank you very much for all you guys who have been here. It was a pleasure. It was really nice to chat with you, and yeah, welcome. It was sorry, I'm tired. Really nice, all of you, to having all of you on the stream, having all of you on board at this flight. It was really nice. Thanks for flying with us. So I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful afternoon. Take care and have a nice day, and see you soon on the next one. The world tour with the A320 from Fenix with Swiss will continue. So yeah, then I would say I will see you again, and I will see you soon. Yeah, take care, have a good one, and thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Thank you, bye bye.